Well, hello, everyone. I'm Beth English, and I'm here with Sergio Gomez. And today we're going to talk about the power of planning ahead.
Absolutely. I love that, Beth. I love that, especially for this time of the year, right? I think it's a great time to sit down and plan. So good to see you. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good. Happy to be here with all our friends. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving weekend as well.
Yes, it's been a really exciting time of year where I feel like we're all either getting ready to sell our products or buying products for our
Mhm.
family for the holidays and getting ready for the new year. So there's a lot going on, which is why I thought this topic would be really timely today. Just thinking about getting into the new year, what are we going to plan for as far as our goals, the things that we'd like to see us move closer to or move the needle a little bit on, and why it's so important to think about that before we actually get there.
Hmm.
Because sometimes we plan a little too late and we know what that's like, right?
Yes, exactly. Or we said like, oh, should have sit down and plan that, before you actually had to jump into it.
Have you ever like planned something not well and then felt the effects of it and then planned something really well and thought, wow, that was such a better experience?
Oh, plenty of times, plenty of times. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And you can tell the difference because when you plan ahead, you have kind of a guide. Particularly if it's a more complex thing that you are trying to do, well, you have
Mhm.
the time to put the guide, to put your checklist to do. You have a process. When you're just winging it at the moment, it might come out all right, but you might have missed some things that otherwise could have been better.
Sometimes I think it's good to leave room for a little bit of both, like
Hmm.
make the plan with the process, but also within that process, maybe leave a little bit of space to like have flexibility so that you can experiment and discover along the way. Cause I think every good plan has an opportunity to change in
Hmm.
the middle of it as well. If we're finding that things aren't working for us or we tried something and it didn't work, not to just scrap the whole plan altogether, but then to learn from it and then keep going afterwards. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today is the power of planning ahead. Not only are we creating a roadmap for our success, because ultimately that's what it is. The better you plan ahead, the greater the likelihood is that you're going to reach your goal. And that's really what we're trying to do is to reach these goals or to create this life that we want for ourselves and actually show up there one day and be like, I made it. And the better we plan for it, like I said, the closer we're going to get there and the faster we're going to get there. And so I know for me personally, I'm all about planning. I have my whiteboard and my clipboard and my notebook and my sticky notes. And I actually find it a really fun process because along the way, I'm able to learn, oh, well, this is something that really matters to me, or this is something that I really value. And when I start to see the whole plan come together, I start to see more of myself and more of what it is that I want in sort of a new light. And that kind of energizes me and gives me the momentum to start taking action right away. Do you feel like that too?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the things I love about planning is that if you want to replicate what you did, let's say whatever you did, it was a hit, great success, it went well. If you didn't take the time to, as you said, to put it on your planner, to put it on your clipboard and all those things, if you want to replicate that, sometimes it becomes harder. Like, okay, what exactly did I do? Why it worked. So I love that the idea of planning is also allows you to document the process that you're going to be jumping into, so that you can go back and replicate or adjust. For next time around that you might want to do the same thing. I think somebody said, I don't know who said it. I heard it in a podcast or something about, one of the biggest failures is to succeed and not knowing why, right?
That makes so much sense. I know when I used to do really big art projects that included like a whole press campaign, everything like that, I love to blow it up, right?
Yeah.
I knew what I was doing because I had made a checklist
Hmm.
of everything that needed to be done, when it needed to be done, based on the publications, like when they were being printed or aired on TV. And so it really helped me so that I didn't have to hold all that information in my brain. And I think a lot of what planning helps us do as well is to remove the pressure to do the thing that we want to do because we're able to actually see what we need to do. And it just takes all that overwhelm away because it's broken it down into actionable steps. And to me, that can be some of the biggest gift that we give ourselves when we start to plan is taking all that pressure away because we have a better idea of how we're going to get there instead of like not having any clue.
Right. Yeah, I know, and I think every time that we can release that stress, that pressure, I think so it's a good thing, especially in a world in which we live now that we are bombarded with a million options. Everything has 10 options, 20 options, and it can be sometimes very overwhelming. So I love that. The this not the stressing of it, but the kind of like feeling that the overwhelm is less heavy.
Yeah, planning takes the stress away.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, like you said, when did you say it was like a couple weeks ago? You said on Mondays you love to plan your
Yeah.
week.
Hmm.
And then, oh no, that was in your birthday episode.
Yeah, I said like
Yeah.
Mondays is the day to point your bow in the right direction, and the rest of the week, to shoot as many arrows as you can to that bullet point that you want to hit.
No, and I think that was a really great point. And I do the same thing where I plan what I'm going to accomplish that week or even that day, and it actually gets done because I set the intention, I set my mind, maybe I wrote it down, and the likelihood of that happening just increases so much because we actually are preparing ourselves to do it
Mhm.
versus, oh, I think I'll do that, or that's something I want, but I don't really know. And I think that certainty is what gives us that focus. And that's exactly what we need to be able to take those steps and actually complete the task that is on our list of
Mhm.
getting towards that bigger goal.
Yeah, no, I love that. Without the focus, it's hard to really get things done. It's hard to really make the progress, or go through a system which can get you there with success. So yeah, I think for me, like Mondays is my day of sitting down, looking at the calendar, looking at all the calls I need to make, emails I need to make, what are the most important things I need to take care of. And I feel if I did a good job on Monday of planning, then the rest of the week should be easier.
Mm.
When I do a lousy job on Monday because I get distracted, sometimes happens, or I had to take care of something that wasn't supposed to be done that day that took me off or away from my planning board and all those things, I feel the consequences during the rest of the week trying to catch up. So yeah, totally, I think it's a game changer.
Definitely. And so, for those of you watching, if you're feeling overwhelmed or you're feeling like you don't know exactly what next step to take, give yourself some time to really sit down and plan out your day, plan out your week, plan out each quarter, the year ahead. Like, what is your big goal for next year?
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be really interesting just to see what comes up for you right now. And then set the goal to do that. And then think, okay, how am I going to get there? And what's really cool is that I'm teaching a workshop this weekend that's going to be helping artists and all sorts of creative entrepreneurs learn how to plan ahead. And what that includes is connecting with your heart, your mission. Like, why are we doing this in the first place? Right? Like, let's get there. And then what is it that we want to do? And then how are we actually going to get there? And putting that all within a framework that's going to give us more momentum for success. And
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes we forget that we can put our goals within a model or within a framework that's going to actually help us be even more successful because there's a million ways to do everything.
Right.
And I think sometimes it's really great when you learn from people who've made so many mistakes and learned from that to actually get that expert advice on how to take your idea to the next level and do it in a way that's going to support you in a long-term way, not just like a short-term, like quick goal, but like, what is it that we actually want to do with our creative lives? And then put that in a framework that's going to really help us get there in a fun way, right? Because me, I love to have fun. And so all of my planning workshops are going to be fun too. And I think that's great because we, as entrepreneurs and creatives, we need that focus. We need that groundedness to help us like actually see, oh, I can do this. And this is my goal. And I'm going to get there and I'm having a great time doing it. And so I feel like the process for which I'm going to get there is actually going to be an enjoyable ride or a journey that I'm going to love versus like, oh, this is too hard and I don't want to do it. Because I think when we feel like it's too hard, we automatically shut ourselves down and then forget about the things that we really want.
Right. Yeah. Totally. No. And I think it's gonna be a really cool event. So inviting our friends to go check it out. I think it's gonna be awesome. So I'll check it out too.
Yeah. So if you go to
That'd be
the
great.
link in my bio, you'll see there's a a place to register for that. And so if you have more questions about it, send me a direct message. I'd be happy to like make sure it's going to be the exact right fit for you, because, the whole goal is to be able to help you in your journey of planning
Right.
and get you there in a way that's going to empower you to believe that the things that you want to accomplish next year are actually doable, and there's a way to get there, and it's going to be fun. That's the whole idea. Like, we need more fun in our lives and experience joy. And I think when we plan for joy and we plan for fun in our process too, then it's going to be easier to complete it along the way. Don't you think? Like,
Well, yeah, you gotta enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, then it becomes difficult to get to the other side. The process to get there has to be enjoyable.
definitely. Well, thank you guys for watching today. We love being able to show up for you and help you learn all the ins and outs of living a creative life and running a creative business. Sergio, where can our friends watching find more of what you're doing online?
Yes, my friends, if you want to, follow everything I'm doing, the best is to follow me on Instagram. Just go to Sergio Gomez Art. So that's the place where you can see just about about everything that I'm doing. How about you, Ben?
Well, you guys, if you want to connect with a great group of creatives, I've got a Facebook group called the Nashville Creative Group, and it's got almost 10,000 members. And it's a really wonderful place to get inspired, to share and ask questions. So come over there and join. That'd be great. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook as well. But if you want to get plugged into a big community of artists, then the Nashville Creative Group would be a great place for you to start. And I would love to connect with you there. So
Absolutely.
awesome.
Super good group. I'm a member of that group too, so and I love it. So
Oh, yeah. It's super fun. Like I said, we just like to have fun. And if you're interested in taking the workshop this weekend, it's going to be Saturday, December 4th from 10 to 1. And like I said, send me a direct message or go to the link in my bio and you'll see a way to register for that.
excellent. Amazing.
Awesome. Can't
Thank you,
wait to
Ben.
see you guys there.
Goodbye, everybody. Good to see you.
Bye.